So Jim hears people all the time talk about how they can't go anywhere. They can't afford to take a big vacation or a safari. So they just don't ever get any good pictures. Well, Jim wanted to discuss some of the pictures you can get around your house and some of the things you can do around your house and document. First thing, maybe you have flower beds. Jim doesn't have fancy flower beds, but he's got this and some raised pots. And what he does is use this micro lens, uses his other lens, and get some pictures of the flowers best he can. Another thing everybody's going to have around their house is the sky. Whether it's a dawn, whether it's sunset, whether it's the night sky, or whether it's just daytime clouds. Maybe it's weather moving in. Maybe it's a lightning storm in the distance. You can get excellent photos at all these times. And again, it's just a matter of sitting out in your front yard, turning your camera towards the sky, looking at things around you in a different way. Those trees, maybe there's veins in those leaves you've never thought of before. Maybe the bark on the side of that tree is a little bit more detailed than you had thought about it being before. Sometimes it's just a matter of perspective. Look at things like you've never looked at them before. You can record the passage of time with your photos. Maybe get flowers when they're just starting to bloom, when they're nothing more than a bud. Maybe they're not even a bud yet, just some leaves or a stalk growing out of the flower pot. And then after they bloom in their glory and the pollinators have a chance at them, they die away. And there's some beauty in that even. Another thing is the pollinators. Bees, insects, butterflies. You plant the right flowers, maybe even a hummingbird. But again, just recording the passage of time. Maybe May, June, you can get roses when they start to bloom. And then as the year progresses on and they die down, you can get pictures of them as they're wilting. Again, just another way of looking at things. Another thing you can do with the flowers, sometimes in the early morning, there's dewdrops. Another thing you can do with the flowers and the grass is look for dewdrops in the morning. Or maybe look for raindrops after a shower. Most people's yard full of clover, maybe dandelions, other little wildflowers that people call weeds, but they're a little splash of color, usually in early spring. If you have a bird feeder, even if you don't, whether you throw out some seeds and nuts for the squirrels and the birds, maybe even the raccoons, you're still going to have birds around looking for insects, looking for grubs. There's another way you can take pictures in your own yard. With a little bit of patience, staying out, staying still, the birds, the animals get to recognize you as part of the environment. They'll come closer and closer. Yes, if you stand up quick, if you move quick, you're going to scare them off. But they do become used to you being there. We spoke about passage of time with flowers as they go from blooming to wilting. Another thing that's interesting is just following along the turning of seasons. In early spring, everything's a burst of color and greenery. In the summer, things become a lot of green. In the spring, things start bursting into color. In the summer, they turn a vibrant green. In the spring and summer, storm clouds cross the sky, adding a white puffiness, or maybe a dull sullen gray to the blue sky. And then fall, the leaves change, the flowers wilt, the grass becomes brown. And then the first snow of winter coats the ground. Usually that first snow is the pretty snow. It gets in the grass, leaves the sidewalks alone. A way to document this is take your camera and get out on a certain day of every month. Say the 1st of every month, the 15th of every month. Just pick a date. Set your camera up in the same place and take a picture of your yard, your house, the trees around you, and document the passage of the year, 1 month at a time. Another way of tracking the passage of time is recording a project you're doing. Maybe from the first time you put potting soil or topsoil or dirt in the flower pot, sprinkling your seeds in it, watering it, waiting to watch them germinate and sprout, and then grow and bloom. You can track this, whether you're growing them in the house, in trays, or whether you're growing them out in the yard, direct from seed. It doesn't have to be a flower pot. Maybe you've got a vegetable garden. Watch your vines grow. Watch that little bulb form behind the flower of a pumpkin or a watermelon. Watch your broccoli become heads. Or, if you're not careful, and plant your broccoli in too warmer weather, you can watch your broccoli bolt and never become a head. Again, just fun projects you can track in your yard. Maybe a building project. That patio you're building. That pond you're digging. Maybe that shed you're building by yourself. That remodel you're doing. Just track it, photograph it, record it. Again, some of the things you can do around your house. Think of light in different ways. Photography is a combination of two words. Photo, meaning light. Graphy, meaning writing. So basically you're writing with light. Think of silhouettes. Place something between you and the sunrise. Place something between you and the sunset. Maybe a reflection at a window. Just think of light, the different ways it behaves. Maybe there's solar lights that line your path. Maybe it's the lightning. Maybe it's lightning bugs dancing around. As some of you can probably tell, Jim has shot this video sitting in just one place in his yard. Here next to his flower pot, he's thrown some seeds, a handful of nuts out in front of him. It's a cardinal, helping the squirrels eat the pecans. Out in the distance, there's some birds eating some sunflower seeds Jim threw out to them. Next to him is a hanging pot, a flower pot. On the ground in front of him is the yard. and currently some clover. Other times there's different little flowers that come up, even sometimes some wild berries. Jim just has his camera on wide angle, taking it all in. But he encourages you to look at things differently. Get a close-up lens. Look at the details on a flower. Look at the details on a clover. Look at the details of the bugs that crawl across the clover and the flowers. Get you maybe a little bit longer lens so you can get a picture of the birds on the feeders. Get some pictures of the birds in the trees. Again, like Jim said, if you're still and calm and don't make sudden moves, you can have the birds come around you, the squirrels come around you, and get good pictures without having to buy the most expensive big telephoto lens. Who knows though, maybe after a couple of winters of taking pictures of the birds, you decide you do want to buy that telephoto lens and get some better pictures of the birds. Main thing I'm saying is explore your yard, maybe even a local park, but look at things differently. Think of things differently. Yes, there's grandeur in Yosemite. Yes, there's amazing wildlife in the Serengeti. Yes, there's wonderful colors in the deserts of the Southwest. But there's also things in your hometown, even closer in your own yard, that can be spectacular. Maybe something others don't see. Some of my European friends have commented on the gray squirrels we have. They're used to red squirrels. So some of the eastern grays have been a little bit of a new thing to them. So something that you take as commonplace might be something exotic to someone else. If you watch Jim's channel very much, you've probably noticed he likes to use the time-lapse function on his camera. Capture the sunrise, changing colors of the sky, clouds moving across the sky. Again, just things you can do in your own backyard. You don't even have to have a fancy camera. Most cell phone cameras now have a time-lapse feature. And for a little bit of nothing anymore, you can get a mini tripod and a camera holder for your tripod. Hold it still for those long time-lapse exposures. Another fun animal behavior to watch is the unleashed little house dogs as they get let out to go to the bathroom. And they start to chase the squirrels. Some of the poor house dogs are so small, I don't know what they would ever do if a squirrel turned on them, bared its teeth, showed its claws. The pictures you can take around your yard video was one of the ones I had attempted scripted. So we'll see how it goes today as I edit them, the unscripted one. Hope all you guys are having a good morning. Take care of yourselves. A fun app that Jim likes to use when he's out here with the birds and the squirrels. It's an app called Merlin Bird ID. With the press of a, tap of your phone screen, you can record the bird sounds and it will identify what the birds are. Fun way of verifying that what you thought you saw is really what you saw. or maybe use visuals to verify that what you think you're hearing is what you're really hearing. It's by Cornell University's lab of ornithology. I think I'm saying that right. Anyway, they're the bird folks. They do backyard bird counts, different things like that. So you might want to give that a try. Merlin Bird ID app.